7 months, let's get it. Pogo. Months radicalized hassle. Let's cancel baseball, my guy. 'Feels dank, man. Holy cow, man. 8 months, dude. So cool, bro. Really excited, my guy. Six months hassle. Of lurking fog. 6 months, Pogu. Hope you had a fun Sunday, Donny Hassel. Thanks for saying you're a cool guy. XD 420 XD 69. Arjan. Seaman. Hey chat, you look very cute today, Peepo Shy.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Hasanabi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles. We are live, folks. Boys, girls, and MBs, I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's Monday,
I love every sub-month anniversary where I can
11 a.m., April 5th, 2021, and I am relatively early. Very excited to get started on the day. Okay. And I hope you guys are too. Get started on the week. Live, not recorded. Yes, it is live and not recorded.
Lego.
Folks, it's a Monday broadcast, so you already know what it is, okay? We are gonna blow through some fucking news stories. There's some news to talk about. There's a video out, the react content for John Oliver. There's some other react shit that I want to take a look at as well. Okay? Were you affected by the earthquakes? I woke up. I woke up and I didn't realize that I had woken up. But as far as personal news goes, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I tried to play some fucking roleplay. It did not happen. The server exploded. XQC was banned. There was a lot of drama. And then I ended up doing like fucking a podcast with like Summit and everyone else on the server for approximately 4 hours.
Let's go.
Talking about the OOC podcast. Basically, it's just out of character, talking about the things that are happening on the server and things that could happen on the server, all that sort of stuff.
Hassle.
It was pretty good. It was a fun time overall. Anyway, did you see the Q docuseries on HBO? I did not. I woke up. I went to sleep after that. I tried to play. I got a fucking green laptop finally, but it was GG's. I went to sleep. I woke up early as hell. I guess there was an earthquake that happened. Is your hairline really that bad? Yeah, it's really terrible, dude. That's why I wear a hat and not because I just got out of the shower and I haven't been able to do my hair. Anyway. But I woke up and, my parents informed me that an earthquake had happened in the morning. So I guess I realized that it was an earthquake later. It was a 4.1 magnitude out of Lennox, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Jammies.
My brother was like, he felt it. I'm an earthquake scientist and I've never experienced an earthquake. Tell me about it. It's not great. I've experienced a insane earthquake back in the day when I was in Turkey. Anyway, I wish my Bieber ass hair looked like yours. Not any work, law? No, not in Ankara, in Istanbul. One of the the 1999 Istanbul earthquake is like, or not Istanbul, it's Izmit. It's one of the worst earthquakes in the world. Like, I mean, damage wise. Gölcük. A lot of people died, yeah.
Hassle.
Anyway, yeah, I slept outside in the bed of a pickup truck in the aftermath of that. But regardless, I don't really remember too much of it, so it doesn't matter. Okay, boys.
Brother.
So I'm gonna get right into it because there's a lot of ground to cover. Okay, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of ground to cover, boys. There is a lot to talk about.
6 months. Thanks for the content, Hassle.
So let's get right into it. Okay, folks, let's get right the fuck into it. Where'd you buy your Hawaiian shirts? Thrift stores for the most part, but this is Xanarobe. Okay.
Hassle has Prime has Hug.
All right, so first and foremost, the Derek Chauvin trial is still going on, okay? The Minneapolis police chief who fired Derek Chauvin is going to take a stand on his trial. Week 2 is beginning on the trial today. It has begun already. There's a whole bunch of spectacle that I am staying away from for the most part. Will you talk about the Bow of the Fifth Column situation? I have no idea what the fuck that is. And I am not even remotely interested unless it's very interesting and I missed it. But Janet Yellen is pushing for a global minimum corporate tax. Okay. This is turning into some real fucking, I mean, I guess this isn't exactly
let's go.
The same idea that, hold on, sorry.
Love the content, keep it up.
Okay. We'll talk about the global minimum corporate tax. There needs to be more of a global wealth redistribution. It turns out Bo did human trafficking. Yeah, I know he did it. He talked about it. He talked about it with me.
Bog.
He's talked about it on this. He talked about it literally on this show before when I had him on. Yeah. Why are you guys throwing up fucking question marks?
Hey, bang.
Are you trapped? The wall erected behind you? YouTube connoisseur, I clicked on your fucking link. Stop. Bo the fifth column. He's a YouTuber, and fucking, this is what I mean. Like, it doesn't matter, okay? It's just, people just find out about shit, and then they are like, what the fuck is going on? This is fucking crazy. He was helping them? No, I don't think he was. He made it seem like he was helping them.
Love your face, love your stream, hassle.
I think he straight up was like, I don't think he made it seem like he was helping them. I didn't get that energy from it at all. It doesn't matter, dude. It literally does not matter. Like, the reason why, yeah, of course I found it concerning. The reason why I don't like fucking talking about this shit is just like, it's just like, it's for 11 people that consume his content in my community to like immediately get my opinion on it, and I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. Okay? I'm trying to cover fucking news, brother. Sorry. Okay, well, let's just do, I'm just fucking posting on Twitter. It's literally BreadTube drama. It is one step removed from motherfucking people being like, my favorite Twitch celebrity did this. It's LSF, but for fucking for people who are like just getting interested in politics. Okay, that's what it is, which is why I don't like talking about it for the most part. Okay. All right. Here it is. I'm posting. I'm saying like, daycare is open. It's Monday, and there's
Boggies.
There's some news to talk about from infrastructure. I mean,
4 months, baby.
Video on national debt. Are conservatives. Is the MLB doing cancel culture? Find out now. Get in www.twitch.tv/Hasanabi. Honestly, I'm lying. When I say it's Monday and there's a lot of news, it's a lie. I've lied to you. Okay? There are no new updates on
4 months Cyberpogger.
There are no new updates on the Capitol attack, I don't think. Okay.
During election cycle, but stayed around and got hooked during your Valhalla streams. You are now my
like. There's just no. There isn't really anything that's going on. The fucking. Like, XQC getting banned off NoPixel is bigger, fucking more newsworthy drama than fucking what the fuck's going on at the moment. What's on the slate for GTRP today? Hopefully fucking a functioning server, in which case I will be able to do some stuff that I was not able to do yesterday. I found the Constitution for Los Santos. New congresswoman just dropped. Yeah, I know. Odessa Kelly of Tennessee, a community organizer. This is the new Justice Democrat congresswoman. Let's get started with that, actually. Go ahead. All the politics frogs, listen, if you don't show up in fucking full force and support when I'm covering politics, I'm not gonna do it again. I'm done, dude. I'm fucking done. I'm just saying. Blast this fucking tweet out, politics frogs. I'm not seeing enough movement.
Energy out here.
I'm not seeing enough movement from politics frogs. Just saying. I am here, you fuck. Okay. Weren't you trying to get a Second Amendment type thing for felons in the city? Well, they don't have a fucking Second Amendment right in the, or they have a Second Amendment in the Constitution, but it's like unrelated to
Okay.
unrelated to fucking gun rights. What am I saying? I just like lost my mind for a second. Oh, because I clicked on a link. Read the Ellis Constitution on stream for political frogs. Yeah, we'll do that in a little bit. Well, the political frogs are gonna get fucking mad at me because like all of my convictions in the real world and all the things that I advocate for, all the values that I espouse, like I am literally advocating for the opposite, because what I believe works in the fucking real world is not good for like conflict RP.
Asshole.
So I realized last night while I was talking about like making sure that the police are more adequately funded, making sure that like police's demands are met, making sure that, you know, fucking there is, I was advocating for cash bail, like literally just like advocating for cash bail and like more role play opportunities for bounty hunters and shit like that. You know what I mean? I realized that the American world like is great for fucking role play. Like if you don't have like either if the real life or if the world was basically fucking more if the world operated like a video game, it would be a lot more fun if you could just like shoot your way out of problems. Or if America was more like the current way that Los Santos operates, it would be a little bit better, less conflict overall. Like I am trying to turn a video game universe more into America, closer into America, the criminal justice system there, with all of the inequalities and inefficiencies in the criminal justice system in the United States of America, so that there is more conflict and therefore more role play opportunities. America Online the game. Yeah, exactly. America is that fucked for the most part. Anyway, that podcast last night was really cool to see everyone's views on the server and what needs to be added or changed. Thanks to what I think is speaking on chat. I enjoyed it. Okay, good.
Hey, man,
I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Happy Mon.
Anyway, our system is built for conflict, which is useful for storytelling, not for actual humans. Yeah, exactly. I think the server is fine now, which I will be fucking getting back into in a little bit. But yeah, no, for the politics frogs, like, listen, you'll be eating good, okay? My character is going to advocate for felon gun restoration.
Donkeys.
Okay? I want to restore gun rights to felons. There is no gun rights currently in the Constitution of Los Santos in the video game world, but I want to create a Second Amendment, potentially maybe even a fucking gun lobby, who knows? And I want to advocate for I don't know where I don't know where this will go, but I want
in 6 months
I want to potentially work with like you know, allowing people to certain people to have class 2s, shit like that. Stop telling homeless people that they should stay away because it makes for compelling RP. What?
Present, what gives?
Anyway.
Hey, Moon 2.
Because there are severe and drastic actual consequences / suffering with shit in real life, but it's just fun RP with no long-lasting detriment in a video game world. Exactly. Did you get a haircut? Your hair be looking fresh? No, I did not get a haircut. My hair is just long. Are you going to be a leftist terrorist? I think I remember you considering that in the past. Yes, I am. I am like slowly radicalizing Umberto Donato. What's your thoughts on Modi? Not good. He's really bad. Actually, I was listening to Democracy Now! Earlier today talk extensively about how the AstraZeneca totally flubbed the vaccine distribution, and now India controls like 90% of the impoverished countries and their vaccine deliveries, because they're like literally a single distributor is pumping out vaccines for all of the countries like Nigeria, African nations, just like that. But India itself is also one of the poor nations that it needs to deliver vaccines to, and India is now experiencing an influx, a new surge in COVID spreading, and therefore they reappropriated some of the vaccines back. Out of the 20 million vaccine doses they've created so far, they took 10 million just for India. And obviously India is fucking massive, and India is incredibly poor, and therefore it's not even completely beyond the realm of reason that they would do such a thing. But Modi does suck ass, for the record. Okay. Joe Manchin apparently won't support a 28% corporate tax. What the fuck? So the irony, the beautiful irony, is that the Joe Biden administration's tax hikes on corporations are actually still going to not bring it back up to levels that we had pre-Trump. So technically, he's not even bringing it back up to fucking the tax, corporate taxes up to literally fucking 3 years ago. And dudes are still freaking out over it. Fuck Joe Manchin, okay? Literally, fuck Joe Manchin. Oh my god. Anyway,
11 months, baby.
Moderna has been reverse engineered by Stanford students, and they posted their findings. Nice. Okay.
Marry me, brother.
So I will get quickly into the fucking cancel culture conservative bullshit, because Georgia,
Hassan getting GTA Joker pilled.
State of Georgia and Brian Kemp turned around and signed into law some significant restrictions and rollbacks that will make poor Georgians make it a lot harder for poor Georgians to actually vote. Okay. Why did he do this? Despite the fact that he kept saying, oh, the elections were not rigged in Georgia. Who knows? Well, I know. I've literally told you this before. These motherfuckers are demons, okay? They literally do not care. All the regular Republicans do the exact same shit that Donald Trump did. It's just that Donald Trump at least had the courage, or at least the idiocy, to straight up say it like it is. Which was, I don't want people voting, because if people vote, we lose. Okay? That's the main difference between, that is the main fucking difference between like Donald Trump and the rest of the Republican Party. And I kept telling you guys this, and the media would make it seem as though there is like this, honest Republican out there, this honest Republican narrative, as though there is this Republican Party that is so different than Donald Trump. It's so different. It's so strange that like, he has 90% approval rating in the Republican Party, but the real Republicans are so different than Donald Trump, whatever. So they're not. And this is a perfect example of this, okay? I don't think Trump actually admitted to that specifically, though. You don't think Trump admitted that if there was vote by mail and universal registration, that Republicans would never win a single election ever again?
You've really helped me get out of a rut.
Now,
thanks, Hassan Chat.
In a normal world, you would expect someone not to be so fucking stupid that they would actually openly admit such a, ridiculous statement that is actually true, unfortunately, in American politics. Except he literally said that. Like, he actually literally said the quiet part loud. Okay? He said it verbatim. I have a clip of it. Let's just pull the fucking clip. Okay? Fuck it. I mean, why am I even having this conversation when I could just show you what he actually said so you can fucking act like he didn't literally say what he said.
Just got into grad school for epidemiology. I will work hard to eradicate the disease known as liberalism. Has chud.
Okay, here it is.
Add Pagman emote for less cringe. Chat feels okay, man.
Trump says mail voting means Republicans would lose every election.
An email from Kevin for you, Mr. President. If there is another relief bill, how can we stop lawmakers from dipping into it again for special interest projects? Man, we were just talking about this. Do you want to expand? Can we stop the next one?
It's just the common facts. I mean, they have a majority in the House, and therefore you need their vote, and they want to get certain things. I will tell you this. If you look at before and after, the things they had in there were crazy.
Wait, this is not it, though. Oh no, never mind.
They had things, levels of voting that if you ever agreed to it, you'd never have a Republican elected in this country again. They had things in there about, election days and what you do. And
like election days, dude. Can you imagine having like a national holiday for an election? That's crazy. Like levels of voting, that would literally mean no other Republican gets elected, which is fine. It's just a self-report, and it's pretty funny.
I've loved my time here.
It's just like you don't want that to fucking happen because you just want Republicans to win. At least the motherfucker's honest. You know what I mean? He's a piece of shit, but he's fucking honest. He's just saying the quiet part loud. And Republicans have always said it, though. Like, they've always said it. It's just like some people, I guess, like, choose not to hear it or some shit. I don't know what it is.
All sorts of clawbacks, and they had things that were just totally crazy. And
an email from...
The media is at fault here for making it seem as though there is like there is like an honest Republican. You know what I mean?
Still pass through a simple majority
but there's an honest Republican out there when like the backbone of the Republican Party has historically, or the backbone of the conservative movement in this country has historically revolved around stopping people from voting. It's kind of a fucking big deal. Conservatives in the past advocated that only white landowning males could vote. Then they made sure that women could not vote, but then they failed. Then they tried to stop black people from voting, and then they failed. So now they still try to stop black and brown people from voting, or specifically poor people from voting, as best as they fucking can. It's literally built into their success strategy. It is about making this democratic process as undemocratic as possible. Okay? And that's precisely why motherfuckers will turn around and be like, any sort of expansion on voter rights is basically a bill that you're writing to make sure Democrats win all the time. That's it. That's the truth. It's like, maybe you should change your fucking policies then. You know what I mean? Have you thought about changing your policies instead of trying to stop people from voting? Have you thought about actually advocating for policies that are fucking popular? You dipshit. You fucking moron. At least, I mean, Democrats do this shit too. Democrats certainly advocate for shit that's like, for hyper-specific groups, or will flub the selling point on like an actual popular policy, or will refuse to go the distance on actual popular legislation like $15 minimum wage because they're goddamn cowards, or rather they operate as a bottleneck for any sort of progressive momentum in this country. They're literally a stopgap measure for progressive momentum in this country. Okay? But having said that, I mean, the Republican political game literally revolves around stopping as many people from voting as possible. Okay?
All out over Major League Baseball's decision to pull the All-Star game and the draft out of Georgia after that state's approval of a new voting law. The state's governor blasting baseball's decision and vowing not to back down. Steve Osunsami has the latest.
Darno, left field.
Major League Baseball is not alone. This morning...
So, I fucking don't like baseball, as you guys know. I just don't like sports in general. I don't like watching organized sports. Sorry, I don't know if Hutch is in here right now, but I just don't. It's not for me. But I do understand other people like it, enjoy it. Okay. Cool. Baseball is just like way too fucking slow for me. I don't understand it. But the thing I was going to say is, Fall Guys baseball incident. Yeah, the thing I was going to say is like what's happening now is, I mean, I guess they'll describe it here, but the fallout is happening because the Georgia governor signed into law some voting restrictions, right?
9 months
Restrictions on
afterwards.
voting to unroll or to roll back all of these new expansion on voter laws or make it easier for people to vote, right?
Love you.
So now MLB, including 170 plus companies that all operate within Georgia, including Coca-Cola and all these other companies, like big companies, are
Nice
criticizing
perfect
the state of
Hasanabi.
Georgia for making this decision. And specifically, MLB literally pulled out their playoffs and their draft. I think that was going to happen in Atlanta.
Executives from Dow, PayPal,
Cheers
Uber,
to two more.
Lyft, Estee Lauder, Under Armour, and more are all sending a message to Republicans in state houses across the country. They've all signed on to a statement calling on lawmakers to make it easy for Americans to vote, writing, "Our elections are not improved when lawmakers impose barriers that result in longer lines at the polls or that reduce access to secure ballot drop boxes. There are hundreds of bills threatening to make voting more difficult
go, D.
in dozens of states nationwide."
We thought of an executive's job as simply running a company have long passed, and we're looking for executives to step into a leadership role. And
It's gotten to a actual fucking point where human beings don't matter, and our point of view literally does not matter. Like our democratic opinion, our collective action
4 months, boys, girls,
is
and bees.
so
Let's hope-
insignificant because of how little power we have and because of the fact that all of the mechanisms in which you could utilize collective bargaining, unions,
The No Pixel
and
podcast
all
was
matter
lit.
of like grassroots mobilization has been eradicated in this country. So we have to fucking go to corporations and be like, I'm not buying your product. Go yell at the governor. Those very same corporations who literally line up the pockets of said governors and so that they can get like tax breaks and subsidies and operate without additional
Boss
regulation or
scientists deserve
scrutiny
9/11 has
in that
Chad, has
fucking
Chad, has
state or
Chad.
in that region, will then turn around and be like, you need to stop. You need to let people be able to vote. And it's still bullshit, but it is ridiculous that like this is where we're at in America,
Morning,
where
Arjan.
your opinion does not fucking matter, okay? What the opinion of the Coca-Cola executive is way more significant than your personal opinion, no matter how many people you can mobilize and get together. Holy fucking
Amazing.
shit, dude. This is feudalism, okay? We are straight up in neo-feudal lordships that are operating on the American soil, and they're getting the monarch, or I guess like some kind of government, to do whatever the fuck they want. There's a little bit more of a mechanism to communicate with the feudal lord, ultimately as the peasants. And when push comes to shove, all of us serfs will be able to, maybe get the Coca-Cola lord to
Pepsi.
turn around and be like, okay, this is kind of fucked up. Let's dial it back a little bit.
and take a stand on social issues.
Major League Baseball is still holding firm. The All-Star Game will not take place in Atlanta this year after one of those bills became law in Georgia. Over the weekend, the Atlanta Braves covered up the All-Star patch on their uniforms. The new law, for example,
Hasanabi just listened to the new episode of TrueAnon,
2
LMAO.
months.
What? No.
prevents anyone but a poll worker from handing out water or food to voters waiting in those notoriously long lines that are much more common in counties with larger black and brown populations. It also moves those popular ballot drop boxes from outside to inside early voting locations. They're no longer available 24/7. Georgia's governor accuses baseball of caving to fear.
Back, baby.
It means cancel culture and partisan activists are coming for your business.
Yeah. Like, it's literally fucking cancel culture now. Like, God damn it, dude. You are the governor of the state of Georgia, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Cancel culture, motherfucker. Any sort of political mobilization is cancel culture. Immediately. You fucking slap it on anything. It's just, it's
Love the
gluten,
stream.
okay? Cancel culture is gluten, boys. It's everything and anything, all right? Like, there was a point in time when everyone was like, oh, I'm gluten-free, I'm gluten-free, I'm gluten-free, I'm gluten-free. Does this have gluten? Does this have gluten? Like, It was just every fucking place you went to. Everyone was talking about gluten. Now that's cancel culture. It's just apply it to everything, okay? Shouts out to the people with celiac disease. Sorry. I'm just, you know what I'm talking about, though. Okay?
Let's go.
It is ridiculous, dude. It is ridiculous. Like, I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, when she on that video where she talks to Boo Boo Bennett, when she literally, instead of using the word murder, used cancel culture to describe abortions, I was like, that's it. It's gotten to a point where motherfuckers literally think cancel culture is a better, more polarizing way to talk about abortion than just saying it's baby murder. Okay? It's worse than murder, dude.
Love you, Hassie.
Like, they're so fucking stupid. Just say murder. Just say baby murder. That's what, like, that's how you've talked about it. That's ridiculous. But, like, instead she's like, oh, you're canceling the fetus. You're doing cancel culture to a fucking fetus, dude.
They're coming for your game or event in your hometown.
The governor of Georgia also points out that this law actually expands early voting. For example, there are now more days of early voting in this state than in the state of New York. This has put Democrats in a tough...
That's not to say that, like... It's not even to show that Georgia is doing something right, which they are.
Wow.
But it's more so a fucking diss on the state of New York, which has some of the most rigorous and some of the most conservative fucking protocols that revolve around voting. What the fuck, dude? That literally shows... This is part of the reason why fuck Cuomo all the way. Like, New York has some of the worst fucking voter laws in this goddamn country. It's like literally a democratic... It is a democratic stronghold. And it is just party machine politics out there through and through. More early voting days, but they straight up said no 24/7 ballot access, so it's still shit for time. It just makes no sense. Why? Why would you stop that?
Position supporting the businesses that are taking a stand, but also disappointed in the money lost. Losing the All-Star game alone could cost the state, TJ, close to $100 million by some estimates.
Wow.
TJ.
Steve Olsen-Sami Force.
They leave out that the early voting days
there,
are all
GMA
weekdays
fan.
that end at 5 p.m. Got to make sure the rich white folk can go and no one else ASAP. So, like,
3 months.
there's no reason for why you wouldn't have that. Like, there's literally no other reason why you would change or restrict early voting days to, or early voting days and ballot drop-off boxes to a time frame that is unmanageable. Okay, it's ridiculous. It is completely fucking ridiculous.
All right, but we gotta
there is no way to defend the position of Georgian Republicans outside of saying, no, it's good when less people vote. That's it. And I've talked about this a million fucking times over, and I have to repeat myself, but, like, this is how the Republican Party has always operated. It is straight up voter suppression. This is how it works. They do not want motherfuckers to go out and vote, because if more motherfuckers vote, they fear that they are going to lose. Specifically, black, brown, i.e., or just poor people voting. That is the biggest fear for Republicans. All right?
Begin with the news here and the growing showdown between Republicans and big business over the GOP's efforts to change voting laws in the wake of the 2020 election. Major League Baseball has announced it is pulling this year's All-Star game from Georgia over one such law in the state. So let's remind folks about what that law does. It shrinks the window.
What do you do for change except for talking about politics? I take all my Twitch money and I fund left-wing terror groups all around the world, dude. Like, I'm a fucking political commentator, douchebag. What do you want me to do? You want me to go out and, like, punch Brian Kemp in the face or some shit? Like, motherfuckers are so stupid sometimes. I swear to God. My goal is to educate and mobilize people, okay? That's always it. That's the main goal. That is what I do. That is why I do what I do, okay?
Cancel culture is when I can't be racist, has Chud.
Anyway, my goal is to also educate as many people as possible. Anyway,
for sending absentee ballots, severely limits the number of ballot drop boxes, and gives more control of local elections to state lawmakers who are majority Republican. It also makes it a crime to give water or food to people waiting in line to vote. There are also less controversial elements like expanding early voting so that there are at least 17 days to cast a vote, and it can go up to 19 days if counties choose to offer 2 Sundays of voting. The bill also requires that when lines are longer than 1 hour, counties must send more staff and machines out. A number of big businesses in Georgia, though, including Delta and Coca-Cola, have...
Wait, what the fuck? Why?
Election. Major League Baseball has announced it is pulling this year's All-Star game from Georgia over one such law in the state. So let's remind folks about what that law does. It shrinks the window for sending absentee ballots.
Thanks like, none of this makes sense from any POV whatsoever, okay? It does not make sense. Like, what is the argument that, like, you know, we're preventing illegal immigrants from voting by doing this? No. Like, why? What's stopping a criminal from wanting to vote? Which, by the way, statistically, not a real thing, okay? There is no empirical evidence to show that voter fraud is happening at a level that literally sways the outcome of elections. None whatsoever. Over the course of decades, there have been studies conducted by Republicans, conservatives, liberals, leftists, bipartisan studies conducted by Donald Trump's administration's very own election integrity committee that quietly disbanded when they found no evidence. Studies conducted by George W. Bush's fucking committee for election integrity that quietly or not so quietly disbanded. Voter suppression is the real problem. Election tampering is the real problem. Voter fraud is not. Okay? It has never occurred. It will never fucking happen. It is ridiculous, but Republicans will just keep fucking lying, okay? They will keep lying over and over again as though it's happening all the goddamn time. That, like, undocumented immigrants are coming into the country in waves and you know, they're doing like a, you know, Naruto run over the border so they can go fucking vote. So they can go vote and vote illegally and vote twice for the Democratic Party. And that's the only reason why Democrats win. Like, this is a complete fabrication by conservatives. It happens to be the only way to justify the voter suppression measures that they implement. $200 companies came out, or 193 companies came out, but it doesn't mean anything. Like, it doesn't mean anything. This is like the CEO letter about how we're going to do shareholder or stakeholder capitalism, not shareholder capitalism. These motherfuckers just put this shit out there specifically so they can win brownie points, okay? Like, if they really, really, really wanted to put a dent in American democracy, they would allow their workplaces to unionize, okay? They would allow for higher corporate tax rates so that there are better social safety nets for Americans so that they can then turn around and have more power to advocate for their best interests. They would literally stop fucking funding the Republican Party. They're just never going to do that. They're never going to do that. So they do this like symbolic, like, we are so mad at you, Georgia. Why would you do this? And then they still funnel guerrillions of dollars to super PACs that directly fund these demons. Okay, it's just how it works. You know, you could throw up the fucking black fist as Walmart and say Black Lives Matter, and then keep buying fucking cruisers of the police department or whatever fucking APC that the police department wanted to purchase so that they can run over 14-year-old black kids skating in the suburbs of fucking, Ann Arbor. Okay? That's literally how this works. They fucking do this symbolically so they can make you feel like the brand cares about you and your well-being. It's never been a real thing. Yeah. Sorry, brother. Our police department needed an MRAP, brother. You don't understand. Like, we needed to blow out people's eardrums with our fucking LRADs, okay? They were fucking protesting. Are you gonna be fasting? No, of course not, dude. Okay. Based alert. Oh, the Arkansas governor Hutchinson announced he's vetoed the anti-trans bill HB 1570. Holy shit. Hutchinson says the bill was overboard, restricted people's decisions, and sent a message about Arkansas that he did not want to send. At the same time, he notes that the legislature can still make an override vote by a simple majority. Notable that Hutchinson said specifically that he wants transgender people in the state to know they are loved, albeit an answer defending his signing of the other two pieces of legislation that subject trans people to differential treatment. What's next? HB 1570 passed overwhelmingly in both chambers, so one chamber decides not override, meaning a ton of lawmakers changed their vote in light of Hutchinson's veto. It could still become law. This is possible. It happened with another bill.
I was told this week that the nation is looking at Arkansas because I have on my desk another bill passed by the General Assembly that is a product of the cultural war in America. I don't shy away from the battle when it is necessary and defensible, but the most recent action of the General Assembly, while well-intended, is off course, and I must veto House Bill 1570.
Governor Hutchinson's veto is more conservative than the bill itself. The government has no right to override the judgment of a person's doctors, mental health professionals, parents, and their own views as to what medical treatment is in their best interest. It's common for the state to institute protections for adolescents, such as parental consent. This Arkansas bill is the opposite of that. It makes it a felony to provide treatments that a person's doctors and parents all want. It is, as he said, extreme government overreach. Wait, what? So why is he criticizing it? Wait, I'm so confused. He makes it seem like this is a bad veto and then follows through on the bill being really bad. So what's the fucking conservative element about the veto itself? No, he's not going full libertarian. If he had gone fucking full libertarian, he would say that this veto was good because it is ridiculous to restrict consent in this way. Oh, he's saying it's good that he's conservative. Yeah. Okay, sorry. He's using conservative as a positive here. He's saying conservative in like the libertarian sense. Okay, got it. Oh my God. I was like, I never read like that. So I was like, I've never been conditioned into fucking assuming that something being more conservative is a positive. So I didn't fucking understand what he was trying to say. I was like,
let's go.
The fuck? Yeah, I don't know why he chose that the way to talk about it like that, but I get it now. I still don't understand. No, he's saying conservatives that are actually for small government would oppose a bill such as this one because it is literally big government to stop doctors from doing what's best for patients. And that is what the conservatives are doing. The reality is, small c conservative, okay? He's not saying like Republican. He's saying small c conservative ideals revolve around limited government. The reason why I could not comprehend this is because no one, and I mean not a single fucking conservative, literally operates this way, okay? It's just a way to hide their personal biases under the guise that they are making an intellectual or rather an ideological argument, okay? Conservatism is not about small government. It's not about limited government at all. It has never been about limited government. I'm sorry to say this. It's just about deregulation that favors corporations so that corporations control your life rather than the government's actually trying to push back against that unlimited control that corporations already have. It is really fucking stupid. Conservatism is about Mr. Potato Head's penis way more than it is, or making sure that like a fucking 16-year-old trans kid gets bullied in school aggressively, even though there's like literally 0.02% of the population is like is trans or some shit, like of high school athletes are like trans, and conservatives are like, no, we need to like literally lock them in jail. Like that's conservatism, okay? That is conservatism, creating problems where no such problems should exist. the Kochs made it this way? I mean, not really. They've always been this way. Okay. Yeah, conservatives advocating for fucking, advocating against abortion is a great example of this. Like, you're literally telling a woman what they can and can't do with their own motherfucking body, okay? That's what you're doing. When you are a conservative, supposedly, advocating against abortion and saying, like, you should not be able to get an abortion, you're literally limiting what people can do with their own fucking bodies. That's it. The easiest way to describe it is like, it is a violation of the non-aggression principle. A baby is violating the nap, okay? It's like property rights.
To state lawmakers who are majority Republican. It also makes it a crime to give water or food to people waiting in line to vote. There are also less controversial elements like expanding early voting so that there are at least 17 days to cast a vote, and it can go up to 19 days if counties choose to offer 2 Sundays of voting. The bill also requires that when lines are longer than 1 hour, counties must send more staff and machines out. A number of big businesses in Georgia, though, including Delta and Coca-Cola, have criticized the law, leading Republicans to threaten retaliation. For more on all of this, we are joined now by Atlanta Mayor.
What are they going to do, bro? Stop fucking drinking Coca-Cola? Is that what they're going to do? Good luck, Republicans. At least I'm honest, okay? I'm not stopping my motherfucking Diet Coke consumption. Let's be real.
Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. Mayor Bottoms, good morning to you. Complicated morning for you, I imagine, because this is somewhat divided Democrats. On the one hand, you've got Joe Biden, President Biden, supporting the move by Major League Baseball. But Stacey Abrams, prominent Democrat in the state, says while she commends Major League Baseball, she's disappointed about the impact this move could have on families there in the Atlanta area. Where are you on this morning?
Well, first of all, good morning, and thank you for having me. You know, this is a tough one. The Metro Atlanta economy is the 10th largest economy in the nation. And so when you talk about boycotts in and around Atlanta and the state as a whole, it's impacting small businesses. It impacts corporations that hire not just corporate officers, but administrative assistants, people who clean up the building, work in the cafeteria. And so I respect the decision. I understand the decision. But I don't like the fact that we have been put in this position by our state legislature and our governor, because the people of Georgia will suffer.
Yeah, Mayor Bottoms, you've said that other dominoes may fall as a result of this law in your state. Have you heard from other companies who have already signaled that they're not going to do business in Atlanta or in the state of Georgia because of it?
Well, I do know that there are other large-scale events that are openly contemplating whether or not they will stay in our state. Tourism is one of the largest industries in our state. Delta Airlines is one of the largest employers in our state. So this will have a devastating impact. And the irony of it is that we were opened up early under the name of getting back to some type of economic recovery. And with just one signature, that's all been wiped out. And so it's not too late for the governor and the legislators to go back, do something differently. They can go back in January. They can fix this very broken and ill-conceived law, or they could perhaps even go into special session over the next few months and make tweaks that will allow us to continue to be the open and welcoming state that we claim to be.
Well, the governor, Mayor Bottoms, good to see you. The governor and the Republicans in your state legislature do not appear to be backing down. They say they are standing firm. Are you worried that this will now backfire against your state and your city?
I'm absolutely concerned that this will backfire. This is the first of likely many events that we will see pull from our city and from our state. And also, again, we are home to almost 30 Fortune 500 companies in the metropolitan Atlanta area, an area that voted very heavily Democrat back in November and in January. And so it's unfortunate. We've had laws contemplated in the past that people have threatened boycotts, but we've also had governors in the past who vetoed those laws. And this governor has chosen not to do so. Instead, he's doubled down.
So Mayor, how would you like corporations and businesses to respond to this issue?
Well, what you've seen is a response from corporations and businesses.
But it's hurting the city potentially. So what, if anything, would you like them to do?
Well, just what corporations have done. They have spoken out and said that they support access to open voting. And that this law is not a good law for our state as a whole. I think that at this point, that is all they can do. But there is, well, actually, there is a little more. I know many corporations have already said that they will not support candidates with financial support who supported this law. And so it looks like it's going to be a very long and painful fight all the way around. But again, there's an opportunity to fix this. You have to know when to hold. You have to know when to fold.
I find it really interesting that they're talking about the immediate economic impact of like corporations pulling out, and no longer do they seem concerned with like the actual impact of the legislation. You know what I mean? Like, the actual impact of the actual impact of voting restrictions is now secondary to the economic impact of like corporations pulling out from